Years of practice. Once upon a time, I saw a magician do a trick. He took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. He threw away 1, 2, 3 of the cards. Then he counted out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and everybody in the audience said, "Cool, blimey." Once upon a time, I saw a magician do a trick. He took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. He threw away 1, 2, 3 of the cards. Then he counted out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and everybody in the audience. Once upon a time, I saw a magician do a trick. He took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. He threw away 1, 2, 3 of the cards. Then he counted out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and everybody in the audience said, "Cool, blimey." Look! You don't get it, do you? I keep doing the same trick until everybody says, "Cool, blimey." Last week, one trick, 2 hours. So I went to the magic shop and I said, "How do you do that trick?" He said, "What trick?" I said, "The one where you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. You throw away 1, 2, 3 of the cards. Then you count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards." He said, "You can't do that." He said, "You can't do that because if you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards and you throw away 1, 2, 3 of the cards, you're only left with 1, 2, 3 cards." I said, "I don't want that. I want to be left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards and have everybody shout." Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do some card magic now. So can you please give a huge round of applause as these two people join me on stage to be your witnesses for the evening. Make them feel welcome. Take a seat, take a seat, take a seat, take a seat. That's it. Can we just shoot there so then they can see? That's beautiful and perfect. I'm going to show you some card tricks. Before I do anything, you know the difference between the suits and the values? You've got cards at home yourself?
Yes.
So you know with the 4 of spades, when you wipe your hand over the top of it, you get the 5 of clubs. But you've got cards at home yourself, so you know that that sort of thing would happen. What you might not know, and this is strange, instead of doing that wipe thing, if I just wiggle my fingers over the cards like this, the 5 turns into the queen, which is strange. If I use my legs, things get furtherly bizarre. Because with the queen, if I rub that against my left leg, we get the 3. I know, it's wrong and it's uncanny. If I take the 3 and rub the 3 against my right leg, we'll get my favourite card in the whole world. The King of Diamonds. It's very useful in blackjack, very handy in poker. But I'll show you why the king is my favourite. If I take it and if I rub it hard enough, we should find it'll actually completely disappear. It's like magic, isn't it? Hello, I'm Damian.
Nice to meet you, Damian. How are you?
Yeah, there we go.
I'm Jane.
Lovely to meet you. A lot of people say to me, "Damian, will you teach me a card trick?"
Damian, will you teach me a card trick?
I had to ask twice last time. Take one out, please. Anyone you like. And can you sign your name over the face of it, really big, ruining it forever? There are a lot of seven of hearts in the world. That one is now unique. Now this is a simple trick, but it's a good trick. It's something you can bring up at dinner parties when the conversation gets a bit dull and entertain your guests with. Put it back in the deck wherever you like it. Perfect. Most tricks start like this. A magician will have a card selected, sometimes signed, put back in the deck, and then he goes through a series of really dodgy looking trick shuffles and trick cuts, looks through the pack, tries to find the card. Boring. And you don't need to do any of that. In the top left hand corner there's a little angel. Little angel. And in order to make the magic work in, all you need to do is spank the angel. And then you can get a selected card to jump straight to the top of the pack, in this case it's 7 cards. I'll show you this again. If I take your card, if I put it roughly, it doesn't need to be exactly, but roughly halfway down in the deck, square everything up, spank the angel. That's all you need to do to get that card to jump straight to the top of the pack. So you're with me so far? The card that you signed, I'll leave sticking out of the pack right up until the last moment. I'll do this as slowly and as cleanly as I can. No mucking about, no sleight of hand. Well. And that's all you need to do to get that card to jump. But I'll tell you what, I'll put the bugger in the wrong way round so you can follow exactly what's happening. Your card that you signed in, face up in the middle of the deck. Now obviously I can't make it come to the top with a trick shuffle or with a trick cut. The card is face up. You're not drunk enough for me to be able to get away with it. Maybe later. I knew I picked the right thing for you. The drunker you are, the better the magic is. Look, we'll take the second card. The 8 of clubs. Cover it for a few seconds. Spank the angel. That's all you need to do to get the card to jump straight to the top of the pack. Now, Ian, you've been paying attention. You understand how the trick works? Yeah. It's your turn to try. There is a lot of love in the circle, Ian. I'm not going to do anything to make you look silly. Unless it's really funny. I'm going to take your card here. You take about half of the deck for me. How about this? Oh, okay. Happy?
Yeah, there you go.
How about this hand? One hand flat? Yep, this hand. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Your card's in the middle to begin with. Put these on top. Square the cards. You are now in charge of the trick. Think very carefully. What do you need to do next?
Spank the angel.
Spank it, baby. Top left. It's a natural. I was doing a private party in South Lodge near Horsham last Saturday, and you can have that this evening.
Thank you very much.
And it was a bit later on in the evening. People were a bit drunker than you lovely people are this evening, and it's easy if I show you what happened. Somebody took out a card, Jane. They had a look at it and remembered it and showed their new friends. Okay? And they put it back in the pack. Now most people will shuffle the cards like this. Technically, that's called an overhand shuffle. You get the gamblers and bridge players that do all the flashy riffle shuffles and stuff. I handed the deck to this drunk guy who thought he'd play Let's Mess with the Magician. This is a hilarious game when you're drunk. He took the pack and said, "Don't worry about it, mate. I'll mix them up for you." And he takes the cards like this. Face up, face down, face up, face down, face up, face down, till all the cards are all over the place. To make matters worse, he weaved the two halves together like this. So half of the cards were going in face up, half of the cards were going in face down, and his card was lost somewhere in the middle of the deck. A tricky situation for any magician to have to deal with. But I remember something my grandfather taught me. I remember something my grandfather taught me when I was very young. And if I take the cards and cast a mystical shadow over them, yes, indeed. Now, Jane, you would have seen shadows before. Rarely will you have seen one as mystical as that.
It works.
So do I. Something quite strange happens. And all of the cards in the deck turn the right way round. Except right in the middle of the deck. For one card and only one card. Jane, what was the name of the card that you picked?
The 8 of clubs.
That's funny. That's exactly the card he picked last Saturday. The 8. The 8 of clubs. Well, you're great. Don't worry. Now, without meaning to sound arrogant, after 30 years of practice, pick a card, put it back, shuffle, 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 here it is. Isn't that challenging? And I wanted to push myself this evening for you, ladies and gentlemen. So, Jane, take out 5 cards. Yes, 5. They can be together. They don't have to be. Keep them face down and don't look at them for the moment. Any 5 you like. Okay? Now, keep them face down. I know there's only a few cards there. No, keep them in your hands, you're good. But just give them a bit of a shuffle. I know there's only a few cards there. But just mix them about as best you can. Okay? Have a peek at the top card and remember it. Now, in case you get confused about suits, maybe show a couple of people over there. Because if I ask you the card at the end of the trick and you don't know, it's going to be really bad. No pressure! Shuffle them some more so even you don't know where the card is. Okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Hold out your right hand. And with your left hand, I'd like you to sandwich the cards really tightly together. Perfect. You've got 5 cards in your hand and you're thinking of one of those 5. Say yes, Paul.
Yes, Paul.
I've got... I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards here too. You've heard of pickpocketing. This is like magical pickpocketing. Keep your hands very tight together. What's the name of the card that you're thinking of?
The, oh my gosh. Am I set? The King of Hearts.
No.
Jack of Hearts.
That's why you get them, to show the cards. We've got a consensus. The Jack of Hearts. Keep your hands tight together. Don't worry about it. You're good. Relax. Looked a bit silly, didn't it, really? But now in my hand, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards, and my extra card is the Jack of Hearts.
Wow. What am I doing now? All of them.
How many have you got?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, despite studying and devoting a big chunk of my life to card magic, there is one trick that I do that always gets a considerably better reaction than any card trick. I would like to introduce you to a friend of mine. Her name is Rowena. She is a highly trained stunt rabbit, and she would like to show you a trick. She comes to no harm during this, don't panic. The first thing she's going to do is sawing a rabbit in half. If I roll her out thin, put my fingers in the middle like this, kind of a little bit, looks like there's 2. It gets better, watch. So we go like this. We'll actually get 2. And now we can do, thank you. And now we can do some magic. If I take Rowena in this hand, take Robert in this hand, give a squeeze there and a squeeze there, Rowena will jump from that hand to be reunited with her love Robert over in that hand. It's a warm and beautiful thing. And I know what you're thinking, Jane. You're thinking trick hand, prosthetic device, CGI, maybe. You've seen Avatar, anything's possible. But your hand looks ordinary. Beautiful, but ordinary. Would you hold out your right hand for me? Fantastic. Now, I'll take Robert here. Take Rowena in this hand. You close your hand tightly around Robert. Perfect. Give it a little squeeze. Did you feel it happen? She's always pleased. Rowena once again jumps from my hands to be reunited with her love.
Oh no.
Now, Ian, I don't want you to feel left out. You hold out your hand, close it around Robert and Rowena tightly. Perfect. Now, at the beginning I said there are a mummy rabbit and a daddy rabbit. They're married and they're very much in love. Ian, do you know what happens when a mummy rabbit and a daddy rabbit stay in a warm, dark place for a long period of time? Yeah. Hold your hand over the table. I do. I've got another friend. Now, it's a tiny plunger. I carry it with me all the time because you never know when you're going to need one. But it is just a tiny plunger. Sticks to things. It's a plunger. Now, you thought you were coming out for a magic and comedy show, but you're getting a bit of a physics lesson. This is physics. A vacuum is created, and tiny plunger can suck up one card. But the vacuum stops here, right? What you can't do is pick up another card because physics and stuff, somebody worked out that you can't pick up more than one card. So that you can do, okay? That you can't. Tiny plunger, however, life's a challenge. What you shouldn't be able to do is this. That shouldn't work. And we can do it the other way around as well. You can have a look at the cards. There's no sticky stuff on there. Check them out.
Yeah.
Looks alright?
Yeah.
We'll try with another coup. Build up his strength slowly. 4 cards. You shouldn't be able to do that. And this oh, ready? This, you definitely shouldn't be able to do that. But tiny plunger is quite incredible. Let me show you. That was the introduction. This is when it starts to get cool. Okay. Jane, I would like you to think of a number for me, but we will warm him up to begin with. So, maybe between, don't care about that one. Maybe between 1 and 10.
Okay.
Name a number between 1 and 10.
Out loud.
Yep.
7.
7, okay. 7. We'll just rev him up a bit then. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tiny plunger. But that's not the cool bit. We'll make it more difficult. A number between 10 and 20, please.
18.
18. Give it a go. It's quite a challenge, but he's a little fella. Hold your hands out like that for me on the table. Perfect. 18. Oh. Can you hold your hands a little bit closer to me? A little bit flatter. That's perfect. Ready? 18. Count out 18 cards for me. 1, 2,
3,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. But that's not the cool bit. Not only does Tiny Plunger know values, he also knows numbers and suits. Take out one of the cards for me, Jane. Show everybody. Don't let Tiny Plunger see. Okay? Cool. And pop it back in. Perfect. Whisper your card to Tiny Plunger. Go and ask him!
Sorry, I saw a bit of it but wasn't concentrated properly.
Tiny Plunger is overwhelming, I understand. Whisper, whisper, whisper.
So you don't hear?
Yeah. What was the name of your card, Jane?
Ace of Spades.
How did you forget that?
It's pressure. Let's chastise her. She's overwhelmed by Tiny Plunger's awesomeness. But that is not the cool bit. Cover up Tiny Plunger, Jane, so he can't see. Take out one of the cards, Ian. Happy? Remember, show everybody, don't let Tiny Plunger see. Got it? Oh.
We wouldn't matter
There we go. Perfect. Now, maybe, Arundel, there's a bit of cynicism. Maybe you think I'm manipulating Tiny Plunger in some way to create these miracles. So, well, thank you, but some people are a bit sceptical. You can release Tiny Plunger, the card is now safe. So each time we've told Tiny Plunger the card, whispered the number that he's going to do. This time, Tiny Plunger is going to read your mind.
It's a good job you did this with me, isn't it?
It's done. And maybe you think that I am somehow manipulating things in order to do the magic. So this time I would like you to operate Tiny Plunger. Okay? It's a very simple process. It's like a boom, boom. So as quick as you like, on the cards, off the cards. You can do it. Oh, I think we need a little bit faster, faster action. Very quick, boom, boom.
Sorry.
He's tired. Go on, you can do it. Okay! What was the card that you just thought of, Ian?
I forgot. No, I'm joking, Now the spades.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the goal! He's tiny and he's a plunger. Now, there's going to be one last thing before I seamlessly and flawlessly segue into the comedy club part of my routine this evening. And there's a bit of counting involved, and everybody can join in. Take the cards. Nothing to remember this time. 10 cards, one at a time, out loud onto my hand. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I know it's a bit fresh, but would you mind sitting on those 10 cards for me? Perfect. same thing. 10 cards. Out loud.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're not doing any funny counting,
No,
that is
no.
10. Now, it's slightly worse with a guy, but I used to live in Brighton, so it's all right. Would you sit on those 10 cards? Now, sir, your big important part of the trick. Will you please say stop whenever you like as I shuffle?
Stop.
Okay. It's a 3. We'll use that for the effect. What I'm going to do is make 3 cards magically, nay, invisibly travel from your 10 to your 10. You will feel nothing. You will feel everything.
I'm feeling it right now. Oh.
Well, I've got some tissues if you need them. First card. No, stay where you are. People will think I cheat. Did you feel anything, Jane? A little tingle?
Slight tingle.
Well. Second card. Anything that time?
Yeah.
You feel a little bit higher up. Ian, you feel a little bit lower down.
A little bit of pain.
A little bit of pain. Got some ointment. Third and final card. What I've done is made 3 cards magically nay, invisibly travel from Ian's 10 to Jane's 10. Do you believe me?
Yes.
So you won't want to count them. My name's Damian Jennings. Thank you very much indeed. You've been marvellous.
Boo.
Don't you boo me. Ian, take out your cards. Count them on the table like you did before, one at a time, counting out loud as you do so. And you can all join in this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It can only mean one thing. James, take out your cards. Count them on the table like you did before, one at a time, out loud. All join in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. A huge round of applause for my lovely volunteers, Jane and Ian. Thank you very much. Now, smoothly segue into the comedy club. I'm going to test how drunk you all are. It's a Saturday night. You're out in Arundel. And you're in a comedy magic show. You should be fairly sauced up by now. But we're going to check things out. I'd like you to have a look at that. You guys are going to be the eyes for the rest of the audience. This is important. Check that it is exactly what it appears to be. A 1928 solid silver American dollar. Oh, we're getting glasses out. Proper inspection. I like your style, Sam. Seems all right?
Yeah.
Seems solid?
Buy it.
I wouldn't. Okay? Seems all right?
Yes.
They're just the biggest coins you can get. So for a venue, welcome back, you missed nothing. So for a venue like this, it's quite good so everybody can see exactly what's going on. What's going to happen, I'm going to tell you this in advance to give you a bit of a fighting chance, but it's still going to work. What's going to happen is one of the coins will travel from my left hand all the way over to my right hand. It's going to do this extremely quickly, and you're not going to see it happen. Okay? Watch very closely. 1, 2, 3. And one of the coins travels over. You see, I told you it was quick. I did give you that warning from the get-go. So there's 2 here, and there's 1 here. Watch very closely.
Which one?
You guys are so off your faces, I could just make that one go back and you wouldn't notice. Let me explain how this works. If I isolate one of the coins here, what I do is I take the coin and I just put it in this hand when you're not looking, and you're so drunk I get away with it. There's one coin left, one last chance, watch. Squeeze there, and that coin vanishes. And then over here, we've got 1, 2, 3, solid silver coin. Now, we'll furtherly test your inebriated state. Calm down. There's one little bit of rope. One medium-sized bit of rope. And one big piece of rope like this. I'm going to take the ends of the rope up like this. And if you could all, and so help me God, I mean all of you, cover your right eye with your right hand. Think of Tinker. Yes. Right eye, right hand. Come on, Linda. Okay. Now, your depth perception is now screwed. And if you're drunk enough, it should look as if the ropes stretch out to become the same length. It should now appear that I have one middle-sized bit of rope, a second middle-sized bit of rope, and indeed a third middle-sized bit of rope. But you know it's just because you've got your hands over your eyes, and when you take those away you can see in reality there's one little bit of rope, one middle-sized bit of rope, and one great big bit of rope, like that. You lot really are drunk. Now, where's the have you got the bottle? Seems all right, does it?
It's pretty fun.
Pretty good. And where's the coin?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Beer goggles. When you're drunk, an unattractive girl can seem attractive. Or boy, for that matter. And you can see things, or you think you can see things, that you don't actually see. So now if you're drunk enough,
Oh, no.
it should look as if that coin is right inside that bottle. I should have created the illusion, if you all have had enough to drink, that that coin is trapped inside that bottle. You might even see a signature or two on the bottom there. Quite convincing? Because you're all drunk. But watch. There's the coin. You can have that as a souvenir. There's the bottle. You can have that as a souvenir. You lot really are off your faces! Now, in vino veritas. You see, you've had physics and now Latin, all on a Saturday night and all for a tenner. This is a bargain. It's very difficult to lie when you're drunk. In the bar, you will come up with the drunk, silly thing to say that's inappropriate that you shouldn't have said, because you're drunk. I'm going to ask a few of you to think about something, and I'm going to try and read your minds. But it's much easier under pressure with the lights and the showbiz and the cameras and Max there looking on to you. It's much easier to have one crystal clear image to think of. So we're going to use the cards that we've been using all evening. Now I'm going to throw them out into the audience. So I'm going to put a couple of rubber bands on them, because otherwise, clearly, the cards will go everywhere and it will be a rubbish kind of thing to do. There's another rubber band.
It's on the floor by your feet.
Oh, it's all right. So go on, yes, cool. Thank you, then. Now, what's going to happen is the cards are going to I'm going to throw the cards towards somebody. You're going to catch them, put them on the palm of your hand and stand up. Then you will crack open the pack at one card. You will look at that card and remember it. Don't pick the four of spades, because we've all seen that one, so it's obvious. You will then throw the cards to somebody else, and they will do the same thing. Crack open the pack at one card, remember it. Throw it to somebody else, crack open the pack, remember it. Sir, are you ready? I'm going to throw the cards at you, you're going to catch them. Brilliant. Stand up for me, sir. Good job. Crack open the pack. Remember one card. Throw the pack to somebody else into the audience. Make sure you've got their eyes. Keep standing, sir. Keep standing if you'd be so kind. Stand up, sir. Crack open the pack. Look at one card. Remember it. Got it? Throw the pack to somebody maybe over here. Look at them in the eye first.
Oh, there you go.
Good catch. Crack the nose. Stand up for me, please, sir. Crack open the cards. Look at one of them. Remember it. Throw them back to me. I can't see anything because of the lights. Hey, we did it anyway. Okay, you three concentrate on your cards and nothing else. You're quite drunk. This should be easy. I'm going to do all of you at once. If I name your card, sit down. King of Hearts, 8 of Clubs, 5 of Spades. In vino veritas, indeed. I've got a very special friend for you to meet now, ladies and gentlemen. He has travelled a very long way to be here this evening. He is cute, he is fluffy, he is extremely magical and mystical. Please make him feel ever so welcome. It's Eric the Rabbit! Yes, I'm going to show them the ball. I know how the trick works. We've rehearsed it. Get off my back. Ladies and gentlemen, the ball. Oh, yes. Yeah, I know the cup. Ladies and gentlemen, the cup. During this trick, there are 2 places that the ball can be. It's either going to be in the cup or it's going to be in my pocket. These are your options. They're fairly limited. It's fairly straightforward. But as you're all so horrifically wasted, we should be able to have some fun with this. Ball in pocket. Eric does a magical pas. And the ball travels back to underneath the cup. It's Eric the Rabbit, ladies and gentlemen. He's mystical, he's magical, he's extremely cute and fluffy. Yeah, no, they're shit-faced. We can totally do it there. Ball, pocket, magical pas, ball back underneath the cup. Eric the Rabbit! Yeah. Ball, pocket, big magical pas. Hang on. Big magical pas. And the ball returns to underneath the cup, ladies and gentlemen, Eric the Rabbit! Yep, I'm going to do that now. Calm down. The big finish. Magical pas. A lime, ladies and gentlemen! That's not the big finish. The lemon is the big finish! You're very good. It's fine. Now, one last trick, and I need a few different things. I need a lemon. It's like I've prepared this whole thing in advance, isn't it, Orban? The other thing we need is a bag. Please would you have a look at the bag? Check it's all right. There's no chocolate-covered midgets, secret rabbits, hidden cameras.
Okay.
Looks fine. You're going to be the guardian of the lemon for me, madam.
Okay.
If you would please be so kind as to hold out one finger for me. Good choice. The other thing we need is a small knife. Now, in dynamo, hip-hop, street magic kind of terms, this could be called a shank. Sir, I would like you to be the guardian of the shank.
My pleasure.
It is real, it is sharp, it is serious. Please be careful with it. Okay, now, later on in the trick, I'm going to shout out who has got the bag. And this is your cue in your biggest, bestest showbiz voice to shout out, me, I've got the bag. Then everybody here will go batshit crazy clapping for you. We'll have a little practice. Who has got the bag?
Me, I've got the bag.
They love you. And sir, later on in the trick I will shout out who has got the shank. This is your cue in your biggest, bestest showbiz voice to shout out, yo blood, I got the shank in it. Then everybody here will go batshit crazy clapping for you. We'll have a little practice. Yo blood, I got the shank in it.
Yo blood.
Oh no! You must wait for your cue, sir. This is why we rehearse, so everything is very slick when it comes to the actual performance. Who has got the shank?
Yo blood, I got the shank in.
Fantastic. The last thing we need is for this gentleman to give me some paper money. The larger the note, the funnier this trick is. So, what do we got? What do we got? We got a 20. This is going to be brilliant. Sir, would you pop your initials or your signature on the note so you can recognise it again should we be lucky enough to see it? Fantastic. So we've got here, is that an RB? BL, whatever. Now, physics. Drunk, that's where we were. It's all tied back together beautifully. The drunker you are, the harder it is to see small things. So when you come back from the club at 2 o'clock in the morning, keyholes, clitorises, no idea. And the same thing happens with paper. If I fold that in half, even at the back there you can still see that, but it gets harder. If we fold it again, once more, and it's beginning to get slightly more difficult to see the note now at the back, and if I put one more fold in it like this, it should get so small that it actually completely disappears. My name's Damian Jennings, thank you very much indeed. Who has got the bag?
Me, I've got the bag.
Who has, you ready? Who has got the shank?
Yo blood, I got the shank in it.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Now, this is the part that you have to sober up for slightly. This is the part that on Monday you will be telling your friends about. How you came out to the Victoria Institute, and they'll all say, I thought it was closed, and you'll say, no, it's not. And you'll say how you saw a grey-haired, rubbery-faced man stand on stage and make a £20 note disappear. You'll then explain how he took a lemon that somebody had been guarding the whole trick, and with a shank that he borrowed from somebody, he very carefully cut the lemon in half. And you will tell your friends how absolutely apeshit you all went when he opened up the note and showed inside what appeared to be a £20 note. And you will tell your friends how much you all applauded when that magician opened up the note and showed exactly the same initials. There we are, sir. Lemony fresh. Thank you so much. I would like to thank you all so very much for coming out and supporting live magic. When it's on the television or in a movie, it's not the same. What's happened here this evening will only happen in exactly this way this evening as it did tonight. And it couldn't have happened without you all coming out and giving up your Saturday evenings to watch a magic show. So really, sincerely, thank you all very much indeed. My name's Damian Jennings.
Ladies and gentlemen, Damian Jennings!